You know that feeling, right? When it feels like your brain has way too many tabs open. You sit down to do one thing, like read a book, and 5 minutes later, you're just scrolling on your phone with no idea how you even got there. It's a feeling we all share, but what if it's not just a personal failure? What if there's something way bigger going on? Okay, let's dive in.
I love this quote from a Reddit user because it just perfectly nails the theme for today. We're not talking about a skill that's disappearing. We're talking about a deliberate heist. Your focus, your ability to really sink into deep thought, it hasn't just faded away. It's been actively and very skillfully taken. So, to understand this heist, we have to start at the crime scene. And that crime scene, it's our own daily lives, where honestly, the evidence of this theft is absolutely everywhere. So what's this number, 80? Well, according to the World Economic Forum, that could be how many times some of us check our phones every single day. We're caught in this constant low-grade battle for our own attention. And here's the kicker, most of the time we're losing without even realizing we're in a fight. And this just brilliantly shows the human cost behind that number. It isn't just about checking our phones, it's about what that habit does to our brains. We get hooked on the next new thing, that next little jolt of information, until trying to hold your focus for even a minute feels almost impossible. Which brings us to the most important question of all. Are we all just undisciplined? Is this really just about a lack of willpower? Or are we part of a much, much larger system that's designed to work against us without us even knowing it?
To find that answer, we've got to look at the inside job. See, the heist of our attention isn't just something happening to us externally. It works by exploiting the very chemistry inside our own heads. So let's meet dopamine. People call it the pleasure molecule, but it's really more of a motivation molecule. It's that chemical that whispers, hey, that felt good, let's do that again. It's what drives us to seek out things we need, like food and connection, and as it turns out, novelty. And modern tech has figured out how to crank that system into overdrive. Now, what's so wild is just how simple this whole process is. It all starts with a cue, right? Like your phone buzzing. That triggers an action, you check it. Then you get a tiny reward, a like, a new message, a funny video. Your brain releases a little bit of dopamine, and bam, the final step kicks in. Repeat. Your brain starts craving the next cue so it can get the next reward. And this is the key. Every single buzz, every ping, every little red dot, it's like a tiny training session. It's conditioning your brain over and over to link your device with an incoming reward. It's a super powerful feedback loop that's basically running all day long. And the result of all this constant training is that our brains are literally being rewired for what the author Cal Newport calls shallow work. That's when you're constantly switching tasks, answering notifications, never really engaging with one thing. And because of that, we start to lose our ability to do deep work, that focused, concentrated state where real creativity, learning, and progress actually happen. Okay, but none of this is happening by accident. That dopamine loop we talked about, that's just the mechanism. To really get who's pulling the strings here, we need to meet the mastermind behind it all. Welcome to the attention economy. In this system, your focus, that's the product. It's become the most valuable and limited resource of the 21st century, and the biggest companies on the planet are in an all-out race to capture and sell as much of it as they possibly can. And they are incredibly scientific about it. They measure exactly what you look at and for how long. They even have a name for it, dwell time. The algorithms then optimize everything to feed you whatever it is that will keep your eyeballs glued to that screen for just a few seconds longer. The whole system is designed for one thing and one thing only, to keep you hooked. This quote from Johann Hari's book, Stolen Focus. This is really the core idea of this entire explainer. The struggle you feel to pay attention, it is not a character flaw. It's a symptom of living inside a system that is actively and very profitably dismantling our focus. So what's the fallout from this whole systemic heist? What are the real, actual consequences of having our attention under siege all the time? Yeah, what are the costs? Well, there's this term floating around online, brain rot. It sounds dramatic, I know, but researchers are linking the heavy use of short-form content and constant multitasking to some very real things. Worse focus, higher anxiety, and even measurable hits to our brain's processing speed and our ability to make good decisions. And this chart just visualizes what the research is telling us. So many studies have found this direct negative link between heavy social media use and cognitive performance.
As you can see, light users just consistently do better on tasks that measure attention. The more time we spend in that distracted world, the weaker our mental muscle for focus really becomes. At its heart, this is really an evolutionary mismatch. As they explain in the book, The Distracted Mind, our brains evolved for a world with way fewer things demanding our attention. They just aren't built to handle the constant fire hose of information and interruption that modern life throws at us 24/7. Okay, so we've looked at the crime scene, the inside job, the mastermind, and the fallout. Let's bring it all together for the big takeaway. What was actually stolen from us in all of this? The real cost of this heist isn't just the minutes or hours you lose to scrolling. It's something so much more valuable. It's the theft of our ability to have deep, uninterrupted thoughts. It's losing those quiet moments we need for self-reflection. And it's the slow erosion of our ability to be fully present for the people and connections that truly matter in our lives. So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. Now that we understand our attention is this valuable thing that's being actively bought and sold, the most important question we can ask ourselves is this: who gets to profit from it?